let's talk about the episode. So, EJ, Kristen, and Brady come together for the little girl that don't have no friends, Kristen Baby Jr. So Kristen decided to throw her a little party because her friends are not coming. Unfortunately, she ain't got no friends, I guess. I guess she threatened and blackmailed them in not being her friend or whatever going on with her. Kristen don't see the problem. Brady and Kristen, they can come together and throw her a birthday party to help her forget that she ain't got no friends or whatever they was calling themselves doing that didn't turn out right in the first place, because EJ and himself and Kristen and Brady, they could never get along in the same place at the same time for too long. They can get together, they can get along for 5-10 minutes if you lucky. Then next minute somebody throwing the jab, mainly Kristen. This time it was EJ throwing all the jabs. Scared the little baby Kristen. Baby Kristen wanting to go upstairs and get time to open her present. Everything was going fine until EJ threw his final blow, which made the little girl say, you know what, I'm going upstairs. I don't care about my presents anymore. She goes upstairs. Brady and Kristen get into EJ about what he said, and you know the whole start of it was EJ throwing all the insults. Brady and Kristen tried to ignore him and tell him to calm down. He wouldn't calm down. Then they talked about the shooting and if the person still out there with scared little Kristen. Little Kristen ran up. Kristen had enough. EJ having PTSD, and when Kristen slammed on that little silver tray, I think that's what it's called, a silver tray or whatever it's called, made EJ go into PTSD shock over him, which scared him, almost made him fall on his behind. Kristen over here trying to calm down her daughter and Brady. Oh, EJ over here in PTSD shock, don't know what to do. He's square up and down this Johnny, but he not 100% quite sure yet who it is. He assumes it's his son, but he don't know either. Just like we don't know, and we can assume until they finally come up with a suspect. Speaking of the mirror business, this medicine, this drug is finna get everybody in a whole lot of trouble. Kayla, Steve, Sean trying to save, you know, both from his situation he in right now. EJ over here knows said guy, wanna work with said guy and get the hospital. Xander over here trying to get the hospital, then went over Kayla's head. Well, EJ then went over Kayla's head because she told him, hell no, from the jump, and it ain't happening. Like I said, this whole I'm a changed man, I ain't myself no more. I changed, I moved on, ain't nobody buying it, not even much a mouse, but I guess his mother buying it, Belle buying it. Until she got blowed, until she got, you know, a shot to her system yet again. You the only one around here buying this whole EJ didn't change that. You didn't even much know why he wanted to buy the hospital. And then when Kayla told you why you was trying to be his mouthpiece and getting Kayla into going in with EJ, you got shot yet again. It's just like you enjoy being shot, don't you? I mean, can you please stop embarrassing yourself at this point, Belle? Because it is getting ridiculous at this point. It's just like, Belle, do you enjoy embarrassing yourself for EJ at this point? Like, why would you even go trying to talk to Kayla, convince Kayla, or whatever you was trying to do, and then letting EJ, you know, take over the hospital? And then when she told you the real reason why EJ was interested, you like, oh, for real? That's why he wanted. Everybody realized it's a money pit, and basically you putting money in, but you might not see a return. Come to find out there is an actual return, and you realize that EJ was doing this for other reasons. Like, Belle, do you enjoy making a fool out of yourself? Like, why would you want to represent EJ in this? You know EJ is nobody's favorite friend. Nobody would want to go in business with EJ if you can't help yourself. You went over there and got the shock of your life yet again. He only tell you what he want to tell you. But somebody else ain't not telling you the real reason. And when Kayla told you that, it's just like you got slapped all over your face yet again by EJ. You sit up there defending him and protecting him, and come to find out he was hiding that from you this whole entire time. And then you said, oh, for real? Oh, I didn't know. You never know the real reason, but yet you keep on letting him make a fool out of you. Sean and Steve tried to get the medicine, but Philip and the man that actually worked in the hospital and working on the drug, they went to high school together, and Philip put the connection together to try to figure out what Xander and Alex was planning and wanting about the hospital, not realizing the big part was the medicine and the drug that could also save Bo and could also lend the hospital a whole lot of money. So he went behind Xander back, basically figure out who was working with the drug, find out it's an old colleague from college, and then he worked with him to try to get in there to get the drug, to get, doses of the drug, not to seem like it was tempered or anything. Steve and Sean over here trying to break into the hospital after all this time and all this planning. They get lucky, get into the hospital, in the lab, thanks to Kayla. Find out they too late because the man that was working with Philip over him, he already in the lab trying to get the doses, but nobody won't tell or notice that, it been tempered with or played with. He had to stop what he was doing, ran out the lab with the said medicine. Is that medicine even good anymore since it basically been out the lab and basically it's out in the open in tubes, and basically that man still up there holding it like it's some prized possession? And is that medicine any good anymore since it left the lab? I don't know how to say it correctly. It basically left a sanitary, basically a sanitary place to go outside in the ailments. So is that medicine any good anymore since said doctor took it outside? And would it actually work, or is that doctor basically messed up the whole batch since he took it outside in the ailments, basically out there in the wide open space? Is it any good anymore? Is it? It should be good, correct? Or I don't know, and I ain't no doctor, I ain't trying to figure out. But that medicine should be dead by now. Philip finds out Xander found out what Philip was doing. It's a whole lot of finger pointing at who might got the drug, what happened. The doctor sitting up there blaming Kayla, Steve, and Sean, and pretending like she didn't know what was going on with the doctor. Then the doctor turned from Kayla and went to EJ, because EJ came walking in and accusing him of said problem. EJ said, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what y'all talking about, said drug. I didn't steal it, I didn't have no problems with that, or none of that what's going on with it. So now we putting fingers at who and who may have not stole the drug now all of a sudden. We already know it's Philip and the doctor that's working in the lab, the one that stole the drug and got it all outside in the tubes. But we blaming Philip. We blaming, Philip getting blamed, Kayla getting blamed, Steve and Sean, they looking at it as suspect. He want to keep it on the hush-hush and not go to the hospital, not go to the police about it. So now we just dealing with a whole bunch of accusations. Xander already know it was Philip and his friend that stole the drug. So EJ now got to suffer and deal with the consequences of said drug being stolen. And you already know with him walking in there when the time it happened, we already know it's Philip. But they're gonna then again blame EJ for it, and EJ gonna sit there and tell them the truth, but they ain't gonna believe him. Why would they ever believe him? Basically, we still in Marlena and John, and they so-called find him all of a sudden. He's alive, he hungry and malnourished, but he fine all of a sudden. So are they bringing in a new John, or they just gonna keep on playing with Marlena like this and playing with us? Have they announced that they're replacing John yet, or are we still going on this ghost hunt for Marlena? And she's sitting up there hoping and praying and getting good news all of a sudden Thursday and today that they found John, they close to John, they found John, he malnourished, and he basically needs something to eat and sleepy and tired, so they gonna replace him, correct, after all this information. Cause I thought pretty soon they were gonna come up there that they were gonna say he dead. But then we got Susan over here who had a premonition, I think that's what it's called, that somebody is dead but you think they're alive. So are we gonna pretend that John's still missing, he's found, he's hungry, he's sleepy, he need water, or are we just gonna keep on going with the wild goose chase as long as we can scratch it till they come up with something else new and better at this point? Because it ain't making no sense at this point that we already know, we know the man dead and gone who played him. Y'all playing around with Marlena, and at this point y'all playing in our faces that we don't know this, but y'all want to pretend like Marlena actually gonna get him back, and unless y'all bringing in a second person to play as him, that's kind of impossible to find him in, or find him malnourished and hungry and thirsty and sleeping and, you know, lack of sleep and disheveled and all that. So what are we doing here, Days? We gonna keep playing, or y'all gonna bring in somebody else, or y'all just gonna have fun and scratch it out as long as possible? Because at this point it's getting ridiculous, and at this point y'all need to stop it. Alex and Gabby went on their date. Basically, she wanted to be spoiled rotten, for she could show out on social media, I guess. Even though she put up all that money for a date, she wanted to be a lavish date, and she came with her demands. I don't want to go to the beach where I've been there 7 times, even when my husband Randy. Oh, I don't want to go to the Brady pub. I don't like their chowder, but I would never say it out loud that I don't like their chowder. I want you to take me here. I want you to take me there. I want you basically to show me off. I basically want you to spend a lot of money on me before I can show off on social media. She changed that perspective real quick when Alex basically told her that ain't gonna happen. Basically, you can take the date however I'm gonna give it to you. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna still have my Stephanie, and you not gonna interfere because you want some lavish day that you paid a whole lot of money for just to make somebody jealous. And the date went fine, everything was successful. Gabby ended up having fun without all her demands. He basically did technically give her a fancy dinner, since the bistro is expensive and basically it's a luxury restaurant somewhat. So she basically got what she wanted, and she was cool and fine with that. And I guess Operation Make JJ Jealous is out now, or I don't know what she was going for with the Operation Make JJ Jealous with all this money. You either trying to save the hospital, or you trying to make, either way you look like a fool. Let's just put it that way and start there. You look like a fool giving up all that money just to make your boyfriend jealous at the moment, going out with another guy that you want to going out for a dinner. Now, how jealous could you make somebody going out on a date like that and it's only a one-time thing. It's not a reoccurring thing. So there you look foolish. Anywho, thank you for your donation and saving the hospital. And I don't know what you basically wanted out that date, but okay, Gabby, you basically got half of what you demanded, and looked like you had fun. I guess you did something with yourself. Stephanie and Alex in this book, basically Stephanie writing naughty books, and basically Alex basically liked the book and want to publish it. Stephanie don't know about it or don't want to do it, and Alex basically convincing her into doing it. And even though that'd be good for her to sell a book like that, if Alex enjoying it, other people gonna enjoy it too. And why not? Like he said, you can put it up as anonymous without your name being on it, and you can just accept the proceeds from, the book. So, I don't know why she wouldn't do it, but somehow he convinced her into doing it, and look like she gonna end up doing it anyways. And basically, Philip versus Xander. Yeah, Xander gonna end up, often poor Philip. I don't feel too bad for him because what you did and how Xander feel, I would probably feel the same way. You basically robbed me of my inheritance with your fraudulent letter thanks to your mother, stepmama, whatever you calling Vivian nowadays, and then I'm basically stuck with you since we took over the mirror, and now I'm supposed to be friends, buddy with you, and now you just came putting your nose in some business that I was basically doing, and me and Alex was doing, and now you trying to get your nose into it, and then basically we trying to, we understand you trying to save, Bo. But basically, you might have just messed up a whole, sale of a hospital that can basically save a hospital, trying to save Bo, even though Steve and Kayla idea probably would have been more effective if you wouldn't have got your nose into it and started sniffing around and finding out what they was doing. But yeah, you might have just blowed it, Philip, trying to be fast and trying to be involved and trying to be seen and moving too fast and doing way too much, even though that man already told you he don't want to be around you. He basically need air and he need to breathe, and basically you refuse to get that man any of that because you want to be involved in it so bad that you might have just blown the whole operation, saving Bo and getting that hospital away from EJ, even though EJ already got an in it anyways, because he knows said guy that's working on the drug and sound like they friends, and if the drug did come out and was true, EJ probably would have got first dibs at it anyways, and you just kind of just screwed it up by just interfering and got this man contaminating that drug all out there in the elements in the air. So you might have just messed up more than you were trying to save, Bo, and trying to keep the and trying to get the hospital by doing that. So yeah, this one time I absolutely agree with Xander in his rage. You might have just messed up a whole deal in the saving Bo by being fast and trying to be seen. So yeah, I'm with Xander. I ain't say kill him. Just bruise him up a bit, teach him a lesson. That should help him out a little bit, because that was unnecessary and they didn't want you involved in it. You should have just stayed out of it. But yet you and your head can keep yourself, big head can keep yourself out of it, while you run around here calling people trying to be nosy, trying to figure out what they doing and why he buying the hospital. You just could have stayed out of it, gave that man the space he wanted, and you probably could have ended up, getting in the deal later on if Xander wanted you in the deal or not. But yet, here you go yet again, interfering, putting your head in places that you shouldn't have that big head of yours in. But anyways, though, y'all, that was the episode. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Have a good weekend, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye.